Hey guys, this is Neil, your Pinoy Plantito. You know, one of the biggest concerns for us gardeners, especially for a tropical garden owner like me, are mosquitoes and snakes. And I did this video because every time I post a picture or a video of my lush looking garden, especially in my Facebook page, I usually get comments like, oh, it's really nice, but I'm sure there are lots of mosquitoes there. Or even something like, but I can see an anaconda hiding somewhere. Something like that. And you know, I just laugh at it, but I do admit that it's really a cause of concern. Because mosquitoes are not just annoying, they're also disease carriers. And the last thing that you want is for your garden to be the breeding hub of the mosquitoes that's gonna infest and spread disease to your entire community, and that they can trace it back to your garden. And of course, snakes are just plain creepy. Not to mention they're really creepers, right? So today I'll be sharing to you some of the things I did to mosquito and snake-free my tropical garden, applying the rules of war which the ancient civilizations have used since time immemorial. Are you ready, guys? This means war. But before that, let me just establish my credibility on this topic and also issue a disclaimer. Let me just tell you guys that I do not claim my backyard to be 100% free from mosquitoes. Absolutely. Because that would be an exaggeration, right? But what I can attest to you is that since I have done all these things that I'm about to tell you right now, I can work here in my garden the whole day, which I usually do half naked because, you know, it's so humid here and I sweat like a pig, yeah, without getting attacked by mosquitoes. And I can just spend my slow mornings sipping my coffee and reading a book here in this area without receiving bites from mosquitoes. That I can tell you. And also, I have yet to encounter an anaconda in this Amazon. So fair enough, let's get on with it. Rule of war number 1, fortifying your castle walls. This is what people from ancient China or the Middle Ages used to prevent enemies from capturing their nation, their cities, and their castles. And in the context of our gardens, it simply means building a wall that's going to prevent the entry of mosquitoes, snakes, and other insects into your garden. Because let's admit it, no matter how neat you maintain your backyard or your garden, mosquitoes and snakes from the backyards of your neighbor can just extend their territory into yours, right? Now, fortifying your walls may not be applicable to all types of gardens, especially those open prairie or meadow gardens. That's why you should stick to this video, because if this is not applicable to you, I'm sure other rules of war are. So fortifying your walls is our first line of defense against mosquitoes and snakes. When you fortify your walls, you prevent the mosquitoes and snakes from entering your area, but at the same time, it prevents their escape. This is where our rule of war number 2 comes into play, which is eradicating infiltrators. In ancient civilizations, having a strong fortress helped them to detect and capture spies and other infiltrators that blended with their citizens. And in the case of our gardens, if you're planning to have a mosquito genocide by, for example, fogging or spraying insecticides, it will be helpful if you have a fortified wall, because you can eradicate the population of all mosquitoes within your backyard without any chance of escape, right? Because if you don't, then they might come back for vengeance, like any predictable story plot twist, and that could present as a problem later on. And once you eradicated all those infiltrators in your kingdom, now it's time to put our second line of defense by repelling the enemies. And we do this by planting mosquito and snake repelling plants. Now, there's a lot of mosquito and snake repelling plants, guys. You just check them on the web. I won't recommend one over the other because as long as there, for example, for mosquitoes, if there are citronella substance in its body, then it's good for repelling mosquitoes. I don't want to recommend one over the other because it really depends on you, and it really depends on the availability of certain plants in your area. Plus, other plants also have, you know, other uses. Some mosquito and snake repelling plants are also like very fragrant, so they can aromatize your entire backyard. Some are herbs like mint and basil, so you can also use them as herbs. So it depends really on you, on what other uses you want. But I would just like to give a quick special mention to this tree, marigold, citronella, and oregano. Aside from the fact that they are the ones I'm using in my backyard. So I have lots of oregano, I have lots of mint, and marigold. So first thing, citronella grass. Citronella grass is, of course, by its name itself, you can tell that it contains citronella, which is the main ingredients that you use for insect repellent. But the thing about the citronella grass is that you cannot expect it to have an effect of repelling mosquitoes just naturally and right away. Okay, you have to do something. You have to take an active part, and that is sometimes that I don't like about citronella because, you know, you have to cut citronella, because if you don't cut citronella and just let them growing there, they will not repel mosquitoes. So you have to cut them, and when you cut this grass, they will emit this aroma which mosquitoes like, because that is citronella itself. All right, so don't forget, if you have citronellas in your backyard, you have to cut them, you have to trim them, and let those odor just spread in your backyard to repel the mosquitoes. And second is marigold. Marigold has this, it has really nice blooms. That could be a really good additional part of your garden to beautify your gardens. And it has a strong, pungent odor which not only mosquitoes hate, but also snakes hate. So it's like shooting two birds with one stone. Have a marigold, you can repel mosquitoes and at the same time repel snakes. And oregano. Oregano I like because it has very strong odor and you don't have to do anything to it. And the good thing about oregano is that it can thrive in very bright places, but you can also use it in low to medium light. So it's really good because I find that a lot of the mosquito repelling plants are sun loving plants. So when you, for example, I tried putting a pot of citronella in some dim places because that's where the mosquitoes would inhabit, but the citronella died. It hates very shady places. So the good thing about oregano is that if you have a pot of oregano, you can just put them in, you just spread them in your backyard. Yeah, especially in those areas which you suspect will be an ideal place for mosquitoes to inhabit. Okay, so that's it. As for snakes, guys, the number one repellent of snakes are garlic. Garlics are known to disorient snakes, so they hate to be anywhere near them. But since I don't think that a lot of you has the liberty to plant garlic in your own spaces, a good alternative for that will be garlic vines, which not only has the strong, pungent garlic smell snakes hate, but has beautiful purple flowers as well. And in the absence of this plant, you can actually use garlic cloves and just crush them and just place them occasionally in strategic spots which could be entry points of snakes in your garden. Rule of war number 4, routinary checks. So this has all to do with maintaining your backyard neat and clean to prevent mosquitoes from inhabiting your area. And you can do this by, for example, cleaning canals, removing stagnant water. Also in my case, removing water from my bromeliads. But of course, bromeliads need water. So what I do with bromeliad is that I spray it every 2 to 3 days, so that the water that it's keeping inside its leaves will be replaced with new ones, so that the mosquitoes cannot have their larvae hatch and grow and contribute to their increase in population in your backyard. All right. And lastly, if everything else fails, you can always call for reinforcement, which is, in the case of our garden, you can ask for some public service, free public service, like free fogging services in your respective government agencies or departments. And if you have money to spare, you can ask for professional help. Once you did all these things, guys, I'm pretty sure that you may not have a absolutely mosquito and snake free garden, but at least you can have something like an enjoyable and safe garden, to say the least. All right. And after that, you can be the hero of your own castle. And yeah, the frogs will thank you for keeping them safe from their enemies, right? That's about it, guys, for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something, and I hope you can support me by subscribing to this channel and liking this video. And I hope that you can check out also some of our other useful and enjoyable video content here in this channel. So this has been your Pinoy Plantito, and I hope to see you again next time. God bless. Take care. Bye.